across the street from the Shamrock. His family has owned that several times.
All that land around there was John's family?
And with that, the depot, the train that's coming through Sespalco,
Right.
that's gonna be
Oh, yeah.
growing as well.
That's gonna be a
So
huge.
what I'm trying to say is that, is it's gonna all come from 775, so we could be.
So it's
I
not
never heard the
close.
why.
Up here is
It's north.
FM 775 that goes to Livonia and down to Sesbanco.
And Elmendorf. And they're doing, what is that, like that rail, they're bringing back the railroad.
Are they really?
They can charge you, they already got it.
They're bringing it back for commercial or?
Yes.
That's for
freight?
commercial, yeah, that's what it is.
Commercial freight, which is badly needed in that area, because that is,
So is that the same, is
Well,
that the
are
same?
they gonna replace
Yeah,
the
that's coming.
railroad?
that's business loop, right?
No, this is
This is
business.
business with right
Okay,
here.
sorry, what is this?
This white here is railroad.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's still there,
it's
just
right up here,
in case it comes back to us, but it's not coming up
I
this
got mine.
far
yeah,
out.
more over here.
Mhm.
It's a town called Sesbanco.
Yeah.
Louis Fowler.
SAS, PAMCO.
Oh, it's okay.
It used to be San Antonio Sewer Pipe Manufacturing Company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in history
Yeah,
too.
they used to make the code for the sewer.
And what is their reason for bringing the rail back to the commercial? What are we going to be, what are they going to be transporting on?
I don't know if they're gonna be doing industrial type
Industrial
stuff
type.
and.
I think it's for the fracturing and all this.
Yeah,
stuff.
it's gotta be.
Mhm.
Yeah, because you get Halbert and some other folks.
So I guess that's kind of a big question though, is that rail gonna, somehow,
I don't think it's
See,
coming
the
in.
railroad's stopping there,
Mhm.
but
That's over there, the depot, like for a freight.
okay.
if they are transporting fracking materials, then everything's gonna come through Floresville and
Mhm.
up here,
Yeah.
which means that this is gonna become a prime corridor for
Yes.
Trucks.
offices, transportation companies,
Right.
I just don't want them to go to bypasses.
They will. They're already starting to do it now. Johnny, when is that supposed to, you know anything about the rail on Sesbanco? Okay.
That's Wells stuff, that's Wells B.
What are they about?
It's gonna grow big over there.
97?
Well, the back roads, 1303,
Mm.
and I don't like that.
and as Floresville gets really tough, which they're gonna do on, the trucks speeding through town, the trucks will avoid Floresville.
Mhm.
I don't have a big problem with that.
Me either.
What was that? I was talking to Jim today, and he said he was in a school zone, and the truck, that guy came past him, doing about 45,
On his cell phone.
texting on his cell phone,
Mm.
in a school zone. I mean, that should be that should be a death penalty. Just pull him out of the truck, cab and shoot him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's where, my business does a lot of flooring for custom homes. That's where my growth business is.
So, towards 775.
Right, 775 towards Livonia, 97, either way,
Either way.
yeah.
Is there a lot of residential construction west on 97?
Toward Pleasanton?
Yeah.
There's a lot of individual homes.
There's no
I've probably done
subdivision.
a dozen this year.
Not like Livonia.
And I think, I think it's all due to this oil.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Everybody's getting some more money and they suddenly want to, I see lots of parents dishing out land for their kids and they've got a custom home on it.
Yeah.
And, but with, again, further north of here, with Baker Hughes, Halliburton, and the other one, I always forget the name of the other one.
Baker Hughes.
They're all still in the process of bringing in management families in here.
Yeah.
Those people are gonna want to,
I can't call
they're
it.
gonna want their acre from their
Yeah.
3,000 square foot home.
Yeah.
You know? And then they become part of the shopping population of Floresville. Because Floresville is only 5,000, or 6,000, the shopping population is like 80,000.
Yeah.
Tell me about this development here on the golf course.
Riverbend.
They're actually, they just
Privatized, right?
platted Unit 3, and it's about over 100 homes they platted. They're supposed to be bigger lots, more custom made than the first unit.
The first unit they built, to be honest, they look like KB homes, they're literally hardy planks.
They're hardy
It's-
plank.
it's-
They wanted it like a walking community type thing.
Yeah, but
And
it's
the
hardy
ones are
plank, and
smaller.
they look horrible. I understand the new houses are all gonna be rock and stucco,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be, look like a custom home,
There's
which is what we want.
there's a restaurant, there's a golf,
Nice restaurant, nice bar.
very nice restaurant.
Yeah, not,
Nice bar.
There's tennis
Got good bar.
courts. We're talking about putting in a swimming pool. It's really nice, it's very nice there.
You ought to, next time you come down, is come down a little early and we'll take you out there
And there's
try to
already,
stay a little later.
or stay a
I
little
should have
later.
swapped cars with my wife today, because I have 7 clubs in one car.
it's not gonna be.
I'm a terrible golfer.
So it sounds like-
Play.
I don't golf with Marks and College.
So it sounds like that's a pretty good
Mhm.
neighborhood.
When you look at Riverbend, and then you've got 181, where's Walnut there? I think here is where Richardson's, the new Chevrolet dealership, is going. Is it that piece of land there, or is it that one there?
It's
It's
by
behind, that's one.
Jack Henderson.
That's
Right across the
past
town.
it.
Yeah, that's Walnut there.
Walmart's here.
Yeah.
No, it's back this way, it's back this way. Where's Ditmar?
Ditmar should be over here because, right,
Right past it, Mark.
because you gotta pass the river bend to take this road to come to Walmart.
130 is Walmart, there's
Yeah,
That's
that's
Walmart.
Walmart.
Walmart, that's
Okay.
Walmart.
So Walmart's not in the city?
No, it's in the city
It
limits.
is in the city limits, but we went up the middle of the road and across, right?
Mhm.
And Richardson's,
It's gonna come over here.
no, it isn't.
Come right here.
No, it isn't.
This side of the
Yes.
road, it's two.
Right across the cow. If you go back, you see the cow on
The big
21 right across from it.
That isn't what I understood.
Yeah.
I thought it
talked
was
to
right north
Mr.
of Ditmar.
It's,
Well,
Next
it's
door
north
to
of
Jack
Ditmar.
Henderson.
Yeah, it is north of Ditmar.
yeah, it is north of Ditmar.
Oh, Jack was saying,
This is north.
I know what's right.
I'm not trying to.
Watch it, she's
You're
gonna
patronizing.
she'll smack you.
Not too hard. Wherever, it's somewhere.
It's around about here.
I thought you.
Jack's immediately north of Ditmar. There's Ditmar, the taxidermy, Jack, and then Richardson. Is what I understood.
Well, you have,
Because it's across from,
Richardson is gonna be in an
Okay.
auto dealership.
It is, they're in town right now. And they're building a new facility there, and also a separate facility to sell Polaris. So it's gonna be nice.
try to get
What's
it.
in here?
And what we're trying to do is to get these people between there, the voluntary annex, so that we can get them in the city limits, because we do not want to lose that sales tax. We have any movement on that, Cindy?
We're still waiting on their information. I'll get it. Oh, thank you, Laura.
So, as you can see, you know, with
Yeah.
first the hospital,
It's-
then Walmart, we've got McCoy's over here.
This is the hospital here?
Is that the hospital?
It's gotta be.
And then right opposite the hospital, which is over here, is McCoy's. They're almost finished.
you're moving faster.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're almost finished.
They're supposed to be done by July.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the plot of land in front of that is for sale. I know that somebody said they're talking to Chili's, but I don't see it yet. But everything's coming this way. When you look at the south side, there is no proposed road. Nobody's interested in the land right now. So this is where all the growth is happening.
Okay.
And then, if I had to choose, it's towards Pleasanton more than towards Stockdale.
Yeah.
That's where I see the
Okay.
growth.
Because at one time, Walmart was planning to come over here.
Right.
Did you remember that?
On that
Sycamore,
Yeah, almost, yeah.
Sycamore had 40 acres.
Yep, and he was close to making a deal.
The limiting issue, 97 towards Pleasanton, is gonna be the availability of water and sewer.
Right.
So do we know, and I know this is probably a master plan, I should know this.
No, but I mean,
Is, does our water and sewer go across the river? Do we have
No.
water and sewer on that side?
no,
Because I thought it would be.
stops right
They just.
And
don't
so,
know.
Right there.
there may be,
where
you
the city
know,
park is, yes.
okay.
Yeah, Andy's doing our waters and sewage plan right now.
Mhm.
So as soon as we get that, we can probably incorporate that
Okay.
in this.
All right.
And then also, Chris, on the north side,
Mhm.
the water's not ours, it's another CCN.
Yeah, it's,
On the north, yeah, so where does our CCN, yeah.
It
I have-
stops right at the, on Walmart side, it stops right there.
Because McCoy's is service.
And on the other side, it stops way inside the city.
yeah, way down here somewhere.
For the oaks.
Right up Rose.
Yeah.
Technically Rovers is our
Oak Hills
last,
water.
Oak Hills.
Oak Hills water.
that's their
They
CCN.
run a, what, 6, 8 inch pipe all the way down.
Yeah,
Whatever they
they've been
want.
doing it for a couple of
Yeah,
years.
they're planning,
Well, they got a great,
they've been putting big mains out there.
Do you have, how's your relationship with them?
We're keeping peace.
Do are they making enough improvements that they can provide fire?
Yes, absolutely.
They did.
Actually, they're gonna put 16
Oh, really?
from McCoy's all the way north. You know, they know something's up.
So if you look at our ETJ now, it needs to come up here
It needs to be
a
on
bazillion miles.
Right, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this north.
Right.
Yeah. And then the CCN on the east,
East.
that is,
Sunco?
not Sunco, it's, SS.
So-
That's
Silver
it.
Springs.
And
I
it
have
stops
Sunco.
to,
By the radio tower.
yeah.
Sutherland Springs water. We should need to buy all these water companies.
They were available at one time.
No, 97 West, nothing.
That would be, also, what's another one I was?
Well, that, oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
McCoy is over,
McCoy, but it's still kind of,
they're still further out.
yeah, they're still further out.
It doesn't mean we should ignore 97 West.
No, no, we need to-
Because as this gets saturated and obviously more expensive to buy, then people are gonna look at those
What
secondary
is it,
areas, you know.
also, what is it? Because,
No, also, Harm City.
Because
Because it's more
yeah,
west,
more, northwest.
but they're small still.
I've got that,
They-
we have that
they-
information.
Do you see?
Mm.
Okay.
I'm Sunco.
Yeah.
I'm right. Where am
You guys
I?
are
I lost me again.
So this,
I'm right here.
this railroad,
Mhm.
is it active?
No.
No, it's
But it's-
National Park.
but it's-
Track
Trail
right, trail right.
Yeah, the tracks.
So it's
are-
been,
Bike,
it's been made to hike, I can
Hike
make
and
it.
hike.
I can like, thank you.
but so was this at one time,
Yeah.
they took it on and they
Yeah, real good was still there.
they did a good job.
They could go back in and do
I
something,
took the
but
goods there,
all the tracks and everything.
Somebody was talking last night about a meeting with the river authority and what they're gonna
and
do.
it's crossing, it already crosses.
And it wasn't Jerry.
No,
So
that's,
it swings.
He's
It
sold.
was like-
Yeah.
This is the river authority
Was
that,
it-
that
It was, Lee,
No,
saying
you
she
come to
has them
Suspension.
speaking back to back.
Like Elmendorf 604, You see how it is? and right before it gets to Suspension,
And it might be worth
It crosses this
contacting
way.
the river authority because they are planning
So
to
it's
do
gonna
a
cross the
lot
highway. so my
of
intentions are that they're gonna move.
improvements
I
to the
don't know how
river.
they're gonna get it.
Because that is a great asset. And if we could
But it crosses
somehow
the-
make
Yeah.
that part of our plans as
It would
well,
be across-
working with the river authority, we've got the makings of a mini river walk or whatever, you know. Except with real
Yeah,
arguments.
before it gets to Suspension.
Yeah.
Did you see the record one with Scott? Like 800 pounds
Monster. So it's
A
gonna
what?
be-
of record alligator.
Alligator.
Oh.
Hey, was that in Florida or was that?
No, that was here. It was, I mean, it was south of, just south of San Antonio, somewhere.
Was it?
Close by.
About 800-pound alligator.
800 pound,
Oh, they-
8'10" or something like that.
Coming
That
down
one
our
is
way.
bad.
This is-
No. All right. So I feel good about, I know now
gotta
how
figure
to,
what-
I know how to stretch that out
Mhm.
and stretch this way a little bit, but stretch,
Stay away from
I think this is probably gonna be kind of our shape. All right, so we're gonna end up with a little bit elongated over here.
Just push
All
that out a little
all the
bit.
hog farms and lead smelters we're gonna put in this area.
Yes.
CAFOs.
Capos?
CAFOs, concentrated animal feeding operations.
Hey, we were one of the biggest hog buyers in South Texas for many years. Hogs, pigs smell green to me.
I'm not
Yeah,
from
you can't put the hogs over there, because he lives over there, so do I, so.
We were just trying to piss it out.
We used to buy.
Okay.
That gives you an idea of.
So that gives me an idea
Have
of the planning.
Carmel plan?
Okay, so I'll,
We
when I
use
come back to you
their
next,
pigs for one.
next time,
Now he buys
we'll
it
have
from
some
the-
revised plan area to look
Okay.
at.
My next meeting is in 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks.
Yes.
So
2
the,
weeks' time, but.
Give me an email in the morning.
I will, well, I wasn't here today, that's
No,
why.
no.
you're off for one day and
Falls
everything
apart.
just falls
Everything
apart.
falls
Falls apart.
So as I, my way of approaching land use planning is you gotta it's kinda like sculpting a little bit. You got a block of rock and you gotta start chiseling it away. You start real rough and then you work your way in and become more refined. And at the end, you have zoning map that reflects your future land use map, and that's like when your sculpture is finished. But we're starting out.
You are looking at our zoning now or
Um,
at some time
As,
to give some recommendations of what we need to change?
Yeah.
Because there, some of them, yeah,
I haven't dug into it
okay.
too much yet.
Towards the end. Right.
Well, I want to get through some of these exercises and then figure out, okay, well, once I kind of know we want to accomplish X and Y, then I can go into the zoning ordinance and see, okay, well, that's not going to work if we leave this, or if we're missing that, or this is going to work for us, we might just need to tweak it, that kind of thing. So that's why I think I have this task to do some recommendations.
This might be getting off the subject a little bit, but when you get to FM 775, you have a couple of expanding areas. We're not far from Bear County in San Antonio, I think, but you've got
You got Eagle Creek is the big one right there.
well, my concern is there's Eagle Creek, there are two subdivisions there. One is called the Estates of Eagle Creek, and one is called Eagle Creek Ranch. And they are talking about incorporating and becoming a city of Eagle Creek to stop Floresville
From next,
and also to stop the guys from up north who, I can't think of it, Elmendorf. Is that pretty aggressive, Elmendorf? Is that something we should be even considering? Is that something that we want to sweep to get in as quick as we can? But to stop them doing that?
I think the question is, does it really have a strategic advantage for you out that far to the north? Or
20 years ahead, absolutely.
Yeah, but
5 years ahead, probably not.
Yeah, I think, that this area potentially, and all that, beyond my lifetime, but I mean, we're gonna grow into a corridor, that's gonna be basically populated in businesses for
Just
the
like
30 miles.
35.
Just like New Braunfels, I think
Yeah.
that's probably a really good thing you could draw from Floresville, because,
let me look at that distance.
okay,
About 10 miles.
I think it's 14, but
14, okay.
well, it's 13 from 1604 to Ancera. That gives you any,
that doesn't help.
well, that's all I got.
Okay. Let me look at that distance, because realistically,
Yeah, I think-
you're gonna only be able to
Right.
cover a certain amount of annexation, and then you end up stretching your ability to provide services out to
Yeah.
those areas pretty significantly. And also, if you don't have control of the water, then you're gonna have a harder time controlling the development. You're gonna have a harder time getting there, so I wanna make sure we take
Now,
realistic.
Eagle Creek, I can't speak for Ranch, but I'll find, yes, Eagle Creek and Eagle Creek Ranch are aqua water. Well, it's some corporation out in New
Yeah.
Jersey, what a bunch of morons they are. Oh, my God.
See, he fumbled around for the right word and ended up with morons.
Well,
It was gonna
he's
be a
got
lot,
that one.
it was gonna begin with them, but it wasn't gonna be blood pretty. I've had so much trouble with them. I live in Eagle Creek, and that's why I
Okay.
call this, it's just, but it's well looking at.
So, back to the, kind of the chiseling away at the block and how we do it. At this level of planning, I like to kind of break up, we start thinking about land use. And I like to break it up into kind of 4 areas that really tie together more of how we live in a community than how we say it's, you know, business, or a certain business district, or a certain density of residential. But they're kind of more just components of a healthy city. And that's why I have this poster here, which I'm happy to leave with you guys. We'll just leave this here if that's okay. There's 4 areas. We have room, we need to have room in our city to play. We need to have room to work. We need to have room to care about members of our community, and we need to have room to live. And you can see in there, when you study the pictures, it represents different intensities and different functions within those broad areas. So I like to think just in terms of the colors right now, okay? And then we can come in and refine things as we progress further. We can make notes right away. You know, if we know an area is industrial or needs to be industrial, remain industrial, or we want to let that go industrial for a certain reason, then we can make that note here already. But generally, what I'm looking to do is take our map and start coloring it with those colors, and then we'll start refining it from there.
Let me regress a moment. What about the industrial park?
We
It's
haven't
not in
mentioned
the
that.
ET, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
It's not,
right here.
it's almost in front of it. We have an
It's
industrial
right
park.
on
It's on 537.
here.
Yes.
What's that called? Granddad?
Rancho Grande.
Great.
Grand Ranch.
So we're thinking,
And that's an interesting,
that's
that's probably where the industrial area probably needs to be, because that land is suitable for it.
So you're saying
Not where you live.
with the play, work, care, and
I think
live,
folks are gonna
we're gonna be
gather
coloring
feedback
in
and
where we
see.
wanna play and where we wanna work.
where we think that those areas are, you know, what they're best suited. And sometimes a mix is appropriate, and where a mix is appropriate, then I go dig out my purple marker.
Okay.
But generally, we're looking for a good balance. The other thing we're gonna have to start thinking about, and especially if we start talking about stretching this out here, is we're gonna need to start, I can already see we're gonna need to be planning for cross streets about every 2,500 feet. We need to be thinking about what's that next road. And usually the county road system or TxDOT road system has kind of helped us make that known. But what I'm seeing is, but I need to look and see what's going on here. And at some point,
Yeah.
No, it's way.
Well, it's before 775, so.
talk to me about the congestion in here.
This is
Oh,
horrible.
man.
And they're putting in traffic lights, but it takes them a year to plan it.
Right.
Let me do it.
In
Yeah,
this-
coming out 97, you've got a gazillion trucks coming down there, trying to get onto him, and they're having to jump out. It's,
And they're trying to go this way, it's a lot of them.
they've got another meeting in was,
you know, do we need to stop for that?
I think so.
I could draw all night, but,
I know.
so,
I think did they take it to another room? Let me go and see if they took their meeting to another room.
I've got,
Well,
I have an
16.
appointment.
okay. Well, we can wrap it up, that's fine too. So next time when we come back, we're gonna be thinking in color,
Right,
and living color.
good.
I already know where
I think I see blue over there.
I see green going west.
Okay.
I see blue
Excuse
because
me.
Well, you already have this.
there's no, that's over there by,
Yeah, so
Green.
it's just,
Green,
when I talked to an
Blue and
architect,
green.
he says that someone's looking for
a city
more
park.
electronic
It could be
clinics
green.
that
The
way.
city park and our convention center.
the convention there?
Yeah,
Okay,
That's
we'll do green.
and then there's a park.
Pecan Park, just right, starting out. And then I see,
And there's a park in Lodi, I think.
not anymore,
Yeah.
it'll be, not gonna be a park.
Oh, really? What are they doing with
Armed Forces is meeting down there, and Parks Foundation is meeting in there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Why don't I tell you, has to
Well,
go.
that's kind of, that's what I see right now. And then,
Of course, all the living.
the care, I always thought it was gonna be on Paloma Drive,
Or the hospital.
or the hospital.
That's right.
Well, Paloma does have some,
Well, it has a veterans home,
yeah.
and it has a lot of, it's got
That's
some,
what
Is that blue? It's
exactly.
care?
Yeah,
There's an architect
and
studying
then there's
that.
a real big
They-
park. in
they go for
270.
clinics.
Mhm.
You
We
do
only
orange.
have a New York, like a med clinic. We don't have something like that, just hospital.
Mhm.
And then, we couldn't get it any further out,
The post office,
yes.
people still want it back in town.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. You don't read blogs?
No, I stopped reading those things.
That's
It's
all.
giving me a headache.
You don't have an active, like a Facebook page or a community Facebook page or?
Chamber.
Chamber has a Facebook page,
City doesn't.
city doesn't.
We should,
The Wilson County News has, obviously, a pretty good website, and there are some good discussions on there.
Yes,
But no one will sign their real name,
Except me.
except you.
if I post, it's
And
with
Miller.
Miller, I will too.
Yeah.
My post-
Yeah, Jim posted his full name on there.
It's ridiculous. But,
Maybe we should think
It
about
does.
putting a Facebook page for something like this. What do you think?
I think it's a good idea.
I can ask Andy and see what he says.
Yeah, see what he says on that, I think it's a great
Put that
idea.
on there.
But if you do go onto the Wilson County News, you can look at a story and see how many blogs, and when you see 60 or 70 blogs, you know there's something going on, and you can go
Right,
back
right.
and read them all. And that will give you a good idea of
The temperament
the temperament and diversity of opinions on certain subjects.
also tells you how many people have nothing to do
Right.
Or maybe
and
no
need
clue.
a job.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna meet again at 5
2
o'clock, 2 weeks from tonight.
Yep.
Do you have any extra homework for us? Just working on that.
And I can share a PDF of that poster,
Oh, if you
okay?
can.
I'll do that
That would be
with you,
good.
and then you don't have to come back here to this conference room. I know
I just took a picture of it, the PDF will be so
The
much
other
better.
maps.
the other maps, it's just, well, we tried to get closer in and realize that this, even though this is a 2012 aerial,
29.
So Google Earth doesn't help you then?
well, we gotta get that's part of what we were working on. Usually, the state aerial mapping is really good, and that's what Google Earth will work from. For some reason, what they did here in 2012 is just horrible. And the 2006 is really good, but I just didn't think that was gonna get us close enough. So we're gonna go, we're changing in our GIS GIS software, we're gonna
Chris.
use an image map server and try and use like a Bing or Google Maps.
Where,
Just-
Ditmar.
just what you want to have.
I don't want to say it real loud. No, you're right. Richardson's is for the, yeah.
So do we have homework until then?
Not we just work on this,
Just-
on,
just
where
think
we
about-
want, where we want to play, work, camp, and live.
Are we adjourned, Philip?
Yeah.
Yes?
Are we adjourned?
Yes, sir, we are adjourned.